Hello and welcome back to Maxwell's Music House. I'm Sean Cassidy, and joining us here tonight on this very stage, we have Robyn Dell'Unto, Amy Carson Hunter, and headlining will be Little City. We also have a music history segment for you tonight that's going to be hosted by Adam Bell, so stick around and enjoy.
The CD that's down there is a compilation of recordings that I did up at my cottage in October, and it's just kind of like a one-off. I just sat there for 3 hours in my living room, which I found out conveniently enough has perfect acoustics in it, and just kind of recorded all the stuff. And I mean, it's a pretty, like, it's small, but it's very representative of what I sound like on stage, so it's kind of perfect for that. It was good. It was a small release. It's a live album, and it's just got the first 5 songs that I wrote, so it's a pretty green album, but yeah, it was fun. It was a surreal experience. I'm working continuously on practicing for as many hours a day as I can, writing as often and as much as I can, and performing as much as I can. Because I mean, it's just, you learn by doing and you grow by doing, so I'm just doing all the time. If I'm psychoanalyzing them. That's the first question I get asked when I tell people that I'm a psych major. Psychoanalyzing me right now? And of course the answer is always yes. Of course I am.
So if anyone's interested, I'm going to do this now before I forget. I do have CDs up there. I only brought 4, and I heard there's only 3 left, so if you want them, go get them. I read that Craig Cardiff was selling his CDs by telling people, well, today he decided that he was going to sell CDs by telling people that it was an investment to buy 3 because we're going to make so much sweet, sweet love to them. Not to the CDs, but you know, with them in the air.
Hello everybody, welcome to Music History. This week, back in 1979, Sid Vicious, whose real name was John Ritchie, died of a heroin overdose in a New York County jail. Sid had just started his solo career after the demise of the Sex Pistols when he was arrested for charges of murdering his longtime girlfriend Nancy Spungen. Also in this week of 1988, Frank Zappa started his Broadway the Hard Way tour to a sold-out crowd in Albany, New York of 3,000 people. And unfortunately, in this week of last year, the White Stripes announced that they would no longer be together. That's your music history for this week. I'm Adam Bell.
It's funny you say awesome career, because it's like you hope for the next thing, and then when something happens, I think a lot of artists are like this, where you put something out and you get a sync or something in a TV show, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to make the next batch of songs. It's like all of your brain and your money and time is eaten up by this next idea that you have.
It's like that on a rooftop, a simple step could break you in two. How do you say? So now I'm a front step. You're just a bird, and nobody loves you. on the floorboards. You're just a bird and nobody loves you, yeah. I think I got it wrong again, wrong again. Oh no, I think I got it wrong again, wrong again. Oh no, you're just a bird.
I've never had anything be like really quickly viral or anything. Like I think I'm, like you guys know about the way those things work. It's like, that's beyond me. Like I think that's every artist's dream to have an album or a song they're really proud of, and then mix it with some kind of art, like a video that just happens to carry it to more people. You know, it's kind of, that's like a kind of a dream these days, right?
I'm just a bird, and you never knew me, yeah. I think I got it wrong again, wrong again. Oh no, I think I got it wrong again, wrong again. Oh yeah, I'm just a bird, I'm just a bird, I'm just a bird.
And I think as much as like our indie artists and like having downloads and really lo-fi stuff, it's sometimes like you kind of need to have at least one thing that's like, okay, I'm here, like I did this, like here's my CD, you know. So I'm happy that I have that now.
Like that on the rooftop, the simplest step could break you in two, yeah. How do you sing so loud on the front step? You're just a bird and nobody loves you. You're just a bird and nobody loves you.
There's 6 core members in Little City. There's the 2 of us. There's Jordan on guitar, Trevor on keyboard and accordion, Dave on bass, and Tom on percussion. And then there are up to 6 other people who play with us from time to time.
Old friends fall from grace. Can't just go get up and leave. Let's go for coffee with the skyline. When the French escaped to Montreal in the dark. So opens up with arpeggios and stuff. Takes talent, my friend, my dear. The circle stands, the friends closing his face. Like Abraham, our immaculate guiding hand.
I consider us to be a pop band, but that's got such a negative connotation that we don't call ourselves a pop band, I guess. We're like a folk band, folk pop band, folk rock band. But it's kind of grown out of, though it's departed from like the original kind of like pitch idea, it was always like making melodically driven songs, I guess, that are like kind of pop songs that our parents listen to, as it's kind of like music we've all kind of either gone back to or never left.
things are I'm privy to all sorts of wonderful, beautiful conversations amongst guys that I don't think most girls get to hear. It's awesome.
Having said that, being around like my group of guy friends that are separate from this band, I feel like
It's
we're
not that bad.
fairly well behaved.
Oh yeah, and I have brothers. Yeah, it's not that. It's
We're like
very
we're like the
well behaved.
PG-13
Yeah,
group of dudes.
definitely.
Yeah.
Talk about the workplace, joke around, wait for your best skeptic's face. Well, I know your treasure is my treasure, as I look off the last eyelash you're going from here to there. As I watch your eyes defer from you to child, and all season bodies beyond repair. I loved you as I loved before you start to make fly on the floor. You wait for me there. Oh, I loved you as I loved before. Your destiny's out of control. You're wasted from here there.
So what did you think of tonight's show?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, it's always a great show here, every week. But
Every week.
unfortunately, that's all we have for you tonight.
Join us next week with Mike Cervoni, Morgan Cameron Ross, and Sarah Hiltz.
Have a good night. Thanks for watching.
I was raised by musicians, and I went to an art school. I can't fathom doing anything else. I mean, it's cheesy to say it's in my blood, but it kind of is. I mean, like when it comes down to the ways that I would like to spend my time for the rest of my life, I mean, it's no question really.
Well, what I find has happened, which is so slow that you don't really notice that's happening, but people I used to literally pee myself to be around are like, now I've been on bills with them, and I go give them a high five, and I'm like, I had this shock and awe of, people like Peter Katz that we were talking about, and of course I still have unbelievable respect for them, but I have less of the like knocking knees fear of like, oh my God, I'm beside this person, because there's so many people to adore in the local scene who like literally live in this city or this province or this country who are down to earth and cool, and it's like, you're famous, so.
It's just my favorite thing to do. It's what I studied in school, what I would like to do in some capacity as a career. And I think that's kind of, I think everybody's goal would be to somehow, it's kind of almost maybe a bit of an impossible goal, but we can maybe make a living somehow, or at least supplement a part-time job well with music. I don't know, whatever's possible I think is kind of what we want to be doing. I don't know. Yeah, that's
I've always, it's the only, like, it's kind of like, sometimes people have passions and then they have jobs and stuff, and I've kind of like dealt with this a while. Like, if this is like, music has always been, since I was 13, it's the only thing I've kind of really wanted to do since I took drum lessons, I guess, when I was 12 or whatever it was. And so it's always the thing you want to do, but then when it's kind of your passion or your hobby, so if that becomes a job, will it not be fun anymore? I don't know, but it's something that I feel like I would like to try at least, to see if you've got that one opportunity to kind of make that a full-time thing.